Hello, this is Stella Teacher. Let's talk about Wonder chapter, page 160 through 180. So, in these pages, we've read Julian's mom's email to the principal, Mr. Tushman. And then Julian's mom is pretty angry at this point because her son, Julian, has been hit by Jack in the mouth. She seems pretty polite on the superficial level, but then she's showing a lot of prejudice throughout the email. So she basically says that she reveals her displeasure of the school letting August into the school because she thinks August is a kid with special needs. And the school Beecher Prep is not a school, not an inclusive school, which means that it doesn't let disabled students in. So Julian's mom defines disability based on physical appearance, but then Mr. Tushman replies to her that August is not a disabled kid. He doesn't have special needs. He's perfectly intellectual. He's perfectly smart. He can understand everything that's going on in every class, and he got accepted because he passed the academic test. But then Julian's mom thinks that August is disabled and he's a kid with special needs just based on his physical appearance. So there was even an incident when the kids took a yearbook photo shoot, and Julian's mom thought that August's face was uh, very disturbing, so she got rid of August's face with the Photoshop, and that became really famous. So we can see that she places a lot of importance on appearance. So she doesn't really care about a person's character or a person's kindness, and she's very protective of Julian. I'm sure that every parent is wishing for the best for her kid, but she's sort of shielding him from people who are different from him rather than like teaching him to be more inclusive and accepting and be more empathetic. If she encourages those behaviors and attitude, Julian is going to grow up to be a more mature and open-minded person. But then she's letting this kid to become more narrow-minded. Uh, I think exclusive and judgmental and discriminatory. So no wonder Julian is like this. She got this from her mom. Uh, yeah. So, and Charlotte Cody, she wrote a list of three groups. So the first group includes only five people: Jack, August, Summer, and then two other nerds. So, and then the other group list all the boys, including Julian, in the entire grade. They're against August and couple of nerds. And then the third group is some girls and neutrals. So why do nerds support Jack and August? And then what are some of the positive characteristics of nerds? So what are nerds? They're 공부벌레들. 이제 안경 쓰고 they're not really popular, but then they have their special interest that they pursue, and then they have this intellectual curiosity. So we call those people in a derogatory term nerds. So why do they side with Jack? Because they have this tendency to recognize something that is not superficial, something that is more internal qualities of a person, that person's intellect or humor, or the ability to empathize. So they were able to recognize Jack's kindness and courage in befriending August and standing up for what is right. Uh, Also, they don't really care about, they have this tendency not to care about popularity or physical appearance or styles of clothes, those superficial qualities. So they value a person on internal qualities such as intellectual capacity, um, and intellectual curiosity. So they don't care about popular trend and peer pressure. So they tend to be more loyal and supportive. So when you see nerds around you, they can be really good friends. So be nice to them. Okay, and then they're talking about the possibility of dating because somebody has a crush on somebody. So apparently, Charlotte Cotty has a crush on Jack, and somebody has a crush on Summer, but that's going to be revealed later, I guess. So are fifth graders old enough to date? Well, it's natural to have a crush on somebody, to have romantic feelings about somebody. And then whether fifth graders are old enough to date, um, it can be different based on people's values and the personal beliefs and then the cultural norms. But then, in my personal opinion, I guess fifth graders are not yet old enough to date because they're not emotionally or socially mature. Uh, they they're still in the stage of discovering themselves, and they have already a lot of pressure from dealing with the complexities of friendships. So if dating is added, there's going to be unnecessary pressure, and then it definitely distracts kids from their academic pursuits and their personal growth. So the teacher's personal opinion, they're not old enough to date because like when you're dating, there are complex emotional conflicts that you have to deal with, and then you need the skills to communicate, but then the kids don't really have that yet. And then there will be emotional ups and downs, and then it's going to be very difficult for them to have that additional pressure. So I think this is a stage where they need to develop strong and healthy friendship rather than getting involved in romantic relations. Okay, that's it for today. Thank you for listening.